Hey guys, this is Naveen here. Welcome back to Naveen Automation Labs. So in this video, we are going to talk about one very interesting API test automation tool, or you can say API tool, which is API Dog, an integrated platform for API design, debugging, and testing. Very famous tool. I would say it's a perfect alternative of Postman. If you are not looking for Postman based solutions or Postman or frustrated with the Postman features or you are paying a lot of money to the Postman, I think this is the perfect tool in your bucket. So you can consider this API dog and it's getting popular and it's really good. I personally used it and a lot of good things you can do it. So if you go to API dog on Google and just simple go to apidog.com and you read the first line, see that why team choose API dog over Postman. And there are n number of features that we will see that why API dog is being considered as compared to Postman. But before that, if you go to their homepage also, it says that a real design first API development platform for design, debug, test, document, mock, build API faster and together, and see that one app to replace them all. So API dog is equal to, see this formula, is equal to Postman plus Swagger editor, Swagger UI, Stoplight, ReadMe, JMeter, SoapUI, mocking and everything. You don't need to control C, control V between API tools. Within the single API interface tool, you can do everything, whatever it's written over here. So this is how it looks like. It's having both the themes, dark theme and the normal theme. And then what is API dog? Is a complete set of tools that connects the entire API lifecycle, helping R&D teams to implement best practices for API design, first development. You can develop your APIs, you can just write good schema, define the documentation and everything, and then you can do perform the manual and automation testing also. You can do that. Some smart mock server, which is much better than Postman, you can do it here. And online API documentation, like very good representation of your API documentation. Instead of using Swagger or any Swagger UI, you can just easily, in a collaborative way, you can do it here and you can generate some really good API documentation here. So if you scroll down, this is how it will look like. I'll go through some important features also. And this is what the main thing: API documentation, developing and debugging, mocking, calling, and the automation testing. So if you are a QA engineer, it will be really, really beneficial for you. And trust me, it's very lightweight, very easy. It's available in the form of your app also. You can download the client also. Plus, you can use it on their web browser as well. You can use it here. In fact, it supports with, connect with the database. And in fact, if you are writing some script in the Postman and you really want to import those scripts in the API doc, you can easily do that. In fact, your HAR file or maybe the JMeter JAMX file also, if you are using it, or JMX or XML files you are using it, you can easily import all the curls also. You can easily import here in the API doc, and then absolutely good to go with that. So if you're thinking and you're planning to migrate from Postman to API dog, feel free to do it after this video. Okay, so you can see their frequently asked questions, their testimonials and everything. You can just simply check it over here. So what we will do, we will try to download. I mean, I'm already having it. It's available in the Windows, Mac and the Linux also, or you can use the launch web app also. That also you can do it. You just need to create your account here. And then after that, you are absolutely good to go with that. Now you must be thinking, Naveen, is that really we have to pay for it? No, you don't need to pay for it. If you are interested in the free version, all the core features and the collaboration for up to 4 users, you can use it here. In your team, let's say only 1 or 2 or 3 4 members, you don't need to pay any single penny for that. Absolutely download for free. Up to 4 collaborations, you can use it. 5 different projects, you can use it. So if you're, let's say, involved in 2 projects or 3 projects or multiple projects, so up to 5 projects, you can just simply create it here. And the good thing about is that unlimited API execution or unlimited your collection runs, not like in Postman. In Postman, what we have, only 25 times we can execute that. After that, it will start giving you error that, hey, you have to pay for it. But here, unlimited collection runs, you can do it here. So you must be thinking that we have a new man in the Postman. Do we have something here? Yes, we have API dog CLI version also. From the command line also, you can do, you can execute your collections, you can execute your test cases and everything. And you can integrate it with any kind of CI/CD pipeline and tools also. You can use it here. But if you're looking for some, let's see, more collaboration or other extra features, more bandwidth or supports like ClickHouse, MongoDB, Redis database connectivity, and other features also. You can go with their basic plan also. See, basic plan is just nothing, $9 per user per month. So let's very minimal. This is just like very cheap price that you can easily get it, the basic version, professional version, and the enterprise version here, right? So what we will do, we will see a couple of features, but before that, we will see the exact difference between Postman versus API dog. And I'll tell you what personally I preferred it. So design API visually, yes, Postman also, we can do that. In the API dog also, we can do it, but defined and reuse schemas, which is missing actually in Postman, you can define in the API dog. Generate API specification from the request directly. You can do with the API dog, which is missing in the Postman. Recognize JSON, XML, SQL to schema. That also you can do with the API dog. For debugging point of view, all the Postman provides simple pre and post requesity the scripts that we can write it. We can write console.log. We can print something in the console. But in the API dog, the response validation and the connection with the database, that also we can do it. That is a major drawback in the Postman, that Postman cannot connect with any database. Postman can connect with the form of API on top of database. If you have created one API endpoint, then only you can connect it, but direct database connectivity, you cannot do it. But with the API dog, you can easily do that. CI/CD, in both the cases, CI/CD is available, but add assertion visually. This is like you must have seen somewhere in the SOAP UI. Same thing in the API dog also. You can do that. Like in this particular JSON, I want to go to the second array to the first attribute. I really want to validate that. That level of assertion visually, you can write it here. You don't need to write any unnecessary complex, query or unnecessary complex code over there. Run collections. Here, this is, I loved it. Only 25 per month in the Postman. After that, you have to pay for it. You have to go with their paid version. But here, unlimited time. This is like most frustrating feature in the Postman, right? If you really want to run it, then you have to run it through Newman or maybe Postman CLI. But if I really within the interface, I cannot do it in the Postman. But here in the API dog, n number of iterations or n number of collections, you can run it n number of times. Test report online, which is not available with the Postman, but here you can just simply use it with the API dog. Custom domain, in both the cases available. Custom documentation layout in API dog is available. Markdown pages also we have it. Fixed response mocking feature is available in Postman also, but it is fixed. But in API dog also we have it, but in API dog, the smart mock engine, you can create that, right? The Postman mocking feature is very, very basic, very limited. Cloud mock servers also you can host it. Customize mocking scripts also, if you really want to enhance it, you can write it. But in Postman, we don't have that feature available. Mock server for load testing also, you can easily do that in the API doc. Personally, I have used it and I really loved it. Like that is a missing part in the Postman. Their mocking features was really not that great. It was very basic, but in the API doc, you can easily do it. An IDEA plugin we're using with the integrated development environment or any IDE plugin that you really want to use it. API doc plugin is also available that if you really want to do a proper development, that also you can do it. And the collaboration for free for 3 users, but here free for 4 users. This is what that they have given, right? So let's see, let's do a couple of experiments and then I'll show you how exactly it works. And what I have planned something for you guys that to tell you about some really good features, that how to create the request, how to write the test, and then basic assertions, and then exports and imports. Plus, if you have created one Postman collection and you have that JSON file, you can easily import in the API dog, and within few seconds you can start working on it. That also we can do it. So what we will do, I have already downloaded. It's very easy to download. You don't need to pay anything. No credit card required. Nothing. Absolutely free of cost. Just download it and then it will look like that. This is the home page. And then I have already signed in. And then this is my account details. Okay. After that, what we have to do, you can just use your personal team also. Like you can create a new project directly over here, or you can create a new fresh team, or you can create one organization also for the org point of view. That also you can do it. So let's see, I'm going to create a team here. Let's see, Naveen Automation Labs. This is the team name. Naveen Automation Labs. Simple. Let's see, labs. And then click on create. When I click on create, this is the team owner. I mean, the team got created. Under that here, I'm going to create one new project. gRPC, like for the RPC calls and everything. That also you can do it. That's in the still beta mode. But later on, once it's fully available, you can start using it. But for HTTP, it's fully available. It supports HTTP, HTTPS, and the WebSocket also. Let's see, I'm giving a project name. Let's do one experiment with some API. Let's see, the project name is Go REST APIs. Okay, this is the project name. And then I don't want to include examples, but in which language you want to use, English, Japanese, and Portuguese, that is what they are supporting it, and click on create after that. So when you click on create, this project got created here. You can see that Go REST API. Okay, if you can just simply close it and again go to the home page, you see that this is the project. If you want to open in a new window, that also you can do it. You want to create multiple projects, that also you can do it here. This is also fine. Let's see, I come back here and this is the layout. Here you will see 4 or 5 important sections. One is for the API. This is for the design point of view, and the test, to write the test cases, to write your test automation point of view. If you really want to share the doc or publish the documentation, that also you can see it. This is for the history, whatever the history that you are using, how many calls and APIs that you have used. For project settings, for global settings and feature settings, API versioning, data management, general settings, all these settings are available. If you really want to invite some other team members via link or invite via email, that also you can do it, and then define the permission also, that also you can do it in the collaborative environment. Just like in Postman we have the workspace, we have created a project here within the API doc. Now what we will do, let's see, we will pick one simple API. So you go to this particular one API, gores.co.in, and there are a number of CRUD operations are available: post, get, put, patch, and delete. What we will do, and this API requires one authentication also. So we will check their authentication as well. Is it really supported here or not? So all the features, like with respect to environments, you can see that here we have global environment, global parameters, vault secrets also. This feature is available in Postman as well, but here it's also available. You can create your dev environment, testing environment, prod environment, local mock, cloud mock, self-hosted, or if you want to create your own fresh environment, that also you can do it. So for example, let's say I'm going to create a new environment first, and the environment name that I'm writing, this is my Go REST ENV. Go REST environment. And what is the base URL for your application or for your let's see, for all the endpoints? So let's see, this is the base URL. That is what I'm going to use it. Copy this and then simple paste it here. So gores.co.in. Later on, if you really want to define the variables, those things also you can use it here. So let's see, I'm going to create one variable. The variable that I'm creating a token. What is the value of that particular token? So I'm saying it's a secret token or default. Secret means it will simple, it will not be highlighted here. If you write the default, it will be highlighted here, right? So let's see, I'm going to create a token. My token for this API, I'm using, let's see, a bearer token. And the token you will get it from here. This is a dummy API, public API, which is available. API token, copy this. And this is a bearer token. I'm going to use it here. Same thing for this guy also. I mean, for the current value also, I'm writing bearer, and the same token, I'm pasting it here, right? So this is what the Go REST environment token got created. After that, you simple save it and then close it from here. Perfect. So now the first environment is set up to write my endpoints and write my request. So now what I'll do, I'll start writing my endpoints here. So simple come inside the endpoint and click on new. And then it says that, see this, you don't need to write the full URL here. It will automatically pick the base URL from your environment. So what we have to do, we have to select the environment first. So let's see the environment that we created here, the Go REST environment. This is what we created. And then now I'll start writing my endpoints directly here with the one forward slash. So endpoint is, let's see, you can just simple come back here. The first endpoint, let's see, I really want to get all the users. So let's see, I'm going to use this particular endpoint, get all the users, or a specific user also. If you want, you can use it here. So public v2 users, this is what, let's see, I have written. For this API, if I really hit it, see this, I'm directly hitting it and I'm should be able to get the response. So let's see. And here you can see that we are getting the response over here. Is checking that, okay, some response code is coming 200 or not. Response data different from the endpoint spec, that we can check it later. Set the default state of API running or click here to modify the setting, that we can check it later. But you see that 200 status code we are getting here. You can see in the raw form, preview form, visualize form, or pretty form also here, right? So let's see, this is the first request that we have created. And then I'm going to do what? I'm going to save this particular request. When I save it, I'm giving some meaningful name. So let's see, this is a get users API, and under which folder. So there is one root folder which is already there. If you want to create, let's see, another folder, you can create that. So let's see, I'm going to create my folder name is, let's see, my APIs. Okay, my APIs folder, and click on this. And then after that, click on OK. So here you will see that under my APIs, okay, this is the folder got created, and under that, get users request or get API got created here, right? Okay, so let me do one thing. Let me just simply close all these tabs from here. Done. And again, you click on it. If you really want to re-verify it, you can just simply click on send and then get the response from here. Perfect. You can write your prerequisites script also, or the post processors script also. That also we will see in some time. Okay. Now I'll do one thing. Let me just simply close it. I really want to create one more request here. So what I'll do, let's click on, let's see, plus, and one more endpoint I can create it here. So my endpoint this time, let's see, it will be a post call. For post call, again, I'm writing the same endpoints here. For post, this is also public v2 users to create the user. Copy this and then paste it here. But remember, for if you really want to create a user with this API, you have to supply the authorization header. So what is the authorization header? This is what I'm supplying it, authorization. And the value is coming from where? The value is actually coming from here. And which variable that we created? The token variable that we created. So I'll do one thing here. See this automatically suggestion is coming. This is your bearer token. Select that. That's it. What is a type, a string type, any description you want to write, that also you can write it here. Okay. After that, I click on body, and this is the JSON body I really want to supply here, right? So here the JSON body, that is what you have to supply. So here the body in the post call, you can just simply use this, copy this curl, and I'll do one thing, although you can import the curl also. Let's see, this is what the JSON body. So this is, I'm just going to copy this, copy from here, and here I'm going to paste it. You can just simply click on beautify. So the format and everything will be done properly. Name, let's see, I really want to give a unique name. Let's see, I'm writing Naveen here, gender, male, and everything. And then this email ID also, let's see, I'm going to change it. So whatever the email ID that I want to use, let's see, I'm saying apidog at the rate gmail.com, right? The status is active, and simple save it. Control S. It will say, okay, what is the folder name that you want? I mean, endpoint name you want to create. So let's see, this is what, create a fresh user. Where folder? Under my APIs folder I want to create. Simple UI, very easy, very straightforward. Okay, no complexity, nothing. That's it. And then create user got created here. Save it. And then I'm going to run it. So let's see, is it really working or not? So yeah, you see that, okay, data got created here. It's giving me 201 status code also. And this is absolutely working fine. You can see on the console what happened, actual request, that what kind of request it was. So that also you can easily check it here. I hope you can simple see here. It says this is your bearer token. This is a user agent. This is a request URL. And this is a body that you supply here. And now the good thing is that they have given n number of client code. Let's say tomorrow you're using the shell script for the curl point of view. You can just simple copy this and use this curl and run it from the command line. Curl for Windows also, that is what they have given. See, small things that they have thought about. Any HTTP client that you're really using it, wget in Linux also, PowerShell in the Windows also. This is a script that you can directly generate from here along with curl. If you really want to use JavaScript, Java, although rest assured is not available, but let's see, there is one UniRest Java client which is available. You can just simply directly copy paste from here. In the Go language, it will look like this. In PHP, Python, HTTP, n number of languages that they have given, like almost everything that they have given. C Sharp, Ruby, Dart, R, everything, right? So if you really want to capture that, you can just simply copy from here. All the headers which are coming over here. If you have written any a script, let's see console.log or something, so your console logs will be displayed here as well. Okay, so this is what, let's see, it's absolutely fine. So we have created, let's see, two different APIs, get user and the create user, and then I simple save it from here. Okay, let me just simple close it. Now let's see, this is the design part. We have created some APIs and we have tested, looks fine. Now I really want to write some test cases. So in the Postman, within the script only, I mean, within the request only, we have to write the test. But here they have given a separate module for that. See this separate section for this. Click on the test, right? And then it says, okay, let's create a new test scenario. You can click on plus from here, or you can click on from here also. You really want to create a new folder, that also you can create it here. So let's say I'm going to create a new folder. In the folder name that I'm going to create, let's see, my API or my API test folder. Under the root project, if you want to create, fine, it got created. Then I'm going to create a plus, and it says, okay, new test scenario. If you really want to create, then again, you can write whatever the scenario is defining it, that also you can do it. See this under that. And here also, all the scenarios and everything, you can just simple create it here. What will be the scenario name, the priority and all those things. It's giving the feel of like, the proper, the test cases that I'm writing looks like that. Folder settings and test reports and everything, it's mentioned here. So I'll do one thing. I'll directly click on this, see new test scenario, or I can create duplicate, move to, add folder, delete, rename, all those things also. We can simple do it here. So let's create one new test under that. I'm going to create, let's see, one new test scenario. The scenario name is, let's see, get user scenario, get user a test that I'm going to write. In which folder? Under the root project that I'm going to create under this my API test. What is the priority of this particular test? P1, P2, P3. Let's see, P1 priority. If you really want to give a tag, that also give it. You can give it, let's say I'm giving it's a sanity tag, for example. Any description you really want to write, you can write it and then click on continue. When I click on continue, you see that TS. TS means a test step got created here, like a test script got created here. In fact, you can use the test data also, test report, CI/CD, all those things you can directly generate from here. Let's see. Now I'm going to create what? I'm going to create a test step here. When you just simple mouse over, it's giving me n number of options. It says that import from endpoint spec that you created during the design. That also you can do it. Import from endpoint cases if you have written any test cases over there, or any custom request, or add from curls also you can do it. If you really want to write any for loop or for each loop or any kind of a script or wait or database connectivity, what kind of a step it is that you really want to write. So let's see, I have written multiple steps that I really want to put a wait, just like in Selenium we do it, right? Thread.sleep, that also I can do it. In between some script I really want to inject, that also I can do it. So let's see an example. I'll say, okay, hey, add the request from the endpoint spec, import from the endpoint spec. It says that you have two endpoints. So I really want to write the test cases for the get user test. So I'll say from this endpoint that I created under the API section, let's take it from there and click on add here. When you click on add, you see that get user request or get user step actually got created here. I can just simple click on it and I can see the things over here. If you really want to quickly check it, simple check it here, send the request quickly, and then I'm getting the response here. You see that, okay, I'm getting the 200 response code here. Although we have not written any test cases, that also we will write it now. So now let's see, this is a first test step. Under that test step, what you want. So I can click on post processors and then see this. It will behave like an assertion for me, like database operation, any custom assertions or assertions, proper assertion that you really want to write it, you can write it here. See this. This is called the visualize assertions I was talking about, which is actually missing in the Postman. I'll say what is the name of this. So here I just give any name. Let's see, I'm writing that check what. Let's see, I really want to know that the some ID should be there. Okay, check the user ID. Let's see, I'm writing check the user ID from where? From the response JSON. And here you can give the JSON path expression. Then if you are working in the API automation, you must be knowing about, okay, what is the JSON path? Same thing, we use it in the JWay path APIs also in the rest assured. So that also you can define it. So it supports all the JSON path expressions as well. So let's see, I'll do one thing that I'm creating that first you do what? First you go to dollar, and then from this particular dollar and or let's say dollar a zeroth element, and then from the zeroth element you pick the ID. Okay, let's see something like this. Let's see that I have given, because this is a kind of array we are getting, and it should be equal to, or I'm saying it should be there, right? Because next time maybe ID could be different. So I'm saying, okay, it should be there, exist or not, that's it. Just check it, right? So I simple save it and then run it here. Let's see, is it really working or not? So you see that, okay, yeah, the get user is actually working fine. The test got passed over here. You see it here. I got the test pass. Assertion is also getting passed. The check the user ID. It says go to the first element and check that ID is really available or not. So see that the first test is absolutely working fine here. So likewise, you can add n number of processes here. For example, let's see if I really want to write a custom script, right? So here, just like in Postman, all the different script that you can generate. So let's say I really want to check the status code is 200 or not. So you see that here it says that the status code is 200 or not. That also you can check it and then simple again, save it and test it immediately. Is it really working fine or not? So it says that, okay, yeah, this is absolutely working fine. Two checks that we have written, two assertions that we have written, check the user ID and the status code is also 200. Absolutely working fine. Now I'll do one thing. Again, I come back here and I click on plus. Let's quickly write one more test here. Test step here that I'm writing create user. Okay, create user test. Where exactly under this particular folder? What is the priority? It's a very high priority. Let's see, I'm writing it that user should be able to create it. Tag I'm writing, let's see, once again, sanity tag and click on continue. When you click on continue, you see that create user. This is what I have created. Again, add test steps, import from the endpoint that I created, which endpoint that you really want to use, post endpoint, and click on add after that. You click on it. Okay, you see that this is what it is coming here. But you think about when I'm saving it and then again quickly send this particular request, will it work? Next time it will not work, right? Because this email, first time we have already tested it and this email is already registered in the user, I mean, in the system. So that's why giving the error that this email is already taken and giving me some wrong 422 unprocessable entity, something like that. So just like in Postman, can we create the dynamic variables also here? Yes, we can do it here. Okay? See this, insert the dynamic value that we can use it. So I don't want to use this hard coded email ID from here. What I want, insert the dynamic value. See such a beautiful thing that they have given. You retrieve a variable from the environment variable or any prerequisites data or any constant also. It's giving me the feeling of like I'm using a proper framework here, and the data generator also I can use it. Which data you really want to use? So there are a number of templates that they have given. Let's see, under internet email I really want to use it. So they say, okay, fine, this will be the expression, you can use it. And this is a preview example that they have given. You click on refresh here. You can check that, okay, this is a kind of email it is actually creating it, right? Something like that. First name, that also if you really want to define, that also you can define it here. Okay, last name and the provider also, the email provider also, if you really want to define that, okay, no @gmail or any hotmail or any specific domain provider, you can provide it here. Okay, so let's see, I really want to use it and simple say insert, so it will be automatically inserted here. See this dollar internet dot email. Now save this and then I'm going to run it again. I'm sending this request. Now you see that fresh email ID got generated, giving me 201. It's working fine here. Nice, right? Again, I click on post processors. I really want to write one validation here. That also you can write a validation. So let's quickly write one assertion here. This time I'm writing that what is the name of this assertion. Here I'm checking the username that you actually created. So username is what? Naveen. It's coming under response. And then I'm writing my own JSON XPath expression that dollar dot you fetch Naveen from here. I mean, sorry, name from here. And then it should be equal to what? I'm saying it should be equals or let's see, does not equal, exist, less than or equal or something like that. So I'm saying it should be equal to what? It should be equal to Naveen. So see this. This is what the visual assertion you can write it here, right? N number of assertions you can write it here, right? You can experiment it later and then I simple save it and then again send it. When you send it, yeah, it's absolutely working fine, right? Now, how many test cases that we have written? Two test steps that we have written. Create user test, recently we written. If you really want to run this individual test, you can just simply click on run, and you see that it got executed. Although we are getting 201, but it says that expected undefined deeply equal to Naveen. Okay, maybe something wrong. Let's check that quickly. Click on this. Click on the preprocessor one. Click on this assertion that we have written. See, that is a spelling mistake from my side. It should be NAME. Save it, and then let's quickly run it again. Now, again, it got failed, although we are getting 201 only. But here the HTTP status code should be 200. Like this is the default validation that they have given. So it says that the API documentation is correct, and disable the validation results, set the default state of API. Let me just, I don't want to validate this thing. So just simple remove this also here. Okay. Some global settings that they have given. So unnecessary is checking some status code. Okay, let it be. Again, just simple come back to the test, and let's try that. Otherwise, that part we can just check it later. Run it again. Now it's absolutely working fine. Okay, it's not checking 200 by default, it's checking 201. Now again, as a batch, we can run it. See this. So this is a whole, let's see, collection kind of all the tests that I have created. If I really want to run as a batch, you can select both of them together, and batch run also you can do it here. Now see that all the test cases are getting executed, pass and pass. Both the test cases got executed here. Nice. If you really want to export the result, you can export it. It will give you one HTML report, the default HTML report. You can use it. You don't need to be dependent on any other third-party report. Simple save it, and you can just simple check it. You can just simple open it from here. See, this is the default report. You can see that these are the requests, get user test, and then create user test. This is what we were using it here, right? Okay. So test also, we have written parameterization of your, let's see, for the create user also, we have seen that, okay, in the body part, like this is the what this is the random email id that we are generating, or dynamic email id, that is what we are generating here. So n number of steps, if you really want to write, you really want to create a workflow, typical CRUD operations you really want to write, let's see, from login to add to cart scenarios you want to write. So this, just write the scenario name and then keep adding the steps over here, that you can do experiment later. If you really want to see that the test reports, this is how the last execution report it's giving me. You can just check the result of each and every test, the individual test also, and the batch report test also, we can check it here. Perfect. If you really want to schedule it, let's see, every day 2 o'clock or 3 o'clock, something like that, this feature is also available here. Simple click on new, and then you can define the task here. What is the task name, that every day, weekly or monthly or hourly or daily, on which day or at what time, and then run it on where. That also you can just simple define it with the data or without data. And if you really want to generate the notification will be sent or not after the execution. All those things you can define it here. It's absolutely free of cost. You don't need to pay any penny for that here, right? So that also available here. Now let's see again. I'm coming back to this particular API doc, and if you really want to define the schema, see, the schema is also, you can define it, new schema that you can create it, and then what are the different payload schema. If you really want to define, you can just simple generate it here. For example, let's see, I really want to click on add id category, n number of parameters that you can define it here. So let's see, for example, I'm writing id. Okay, id should be what? Id should be a integer type of id. It should be description that you really want to write, you can write it here. Then again you click on plus. Let's see, I really want to define the name should be string type of data. Then again I'm writing, let's see, something status. Then again I'm writing a status. Let's see, I really want to define the email. You can have your own attribute email, and that also you can define it here, which will be type of a string type of data. Let's see, again I'm creating that the gender, again a string type of data. So let's see, this is a schema that I have created. Click on this. So you see that if you really want to give a nice schema name, so let's see, this is my user schema that I have created, and click on save after that, right? Or if you really want to generate data from the, okay, JSON schema, you can just simple copy paste your, JSON here, and that also you can generate it here. So you don't need to see, not a single time I'm moving from one page to another page. Everything within the tool, it's available here. right? Then let's see user schema also, you can define it. Some components also, if you really want to define some template for the responses and everything. And then all the requests, if you really want to add it here, you can just simple add it here as well. Then we will go to the shared documentation also. Let's see, I really want to generate some documentation for this. So I can generate that as well. So let's see, I click on new here. And what is the title? So let's see here, I'm writing the Go REST project API doc, something like that. From which environment? The environment name that we have selected, this one. Click on OK after that. Okay, document content, what exactly you want to content, base URL and everything. Let's see in the content, in the document, all these variables should be there. And after that, you simple click on save. And then you see that here, the document got created here. You really want to open it, you can just simple open it. Let's see how exactly it looks like. You see that on their host, it's actually available here, and nice documentation with the proper schema and everything. Same thing for create user. See that it's available here, right? You really want to try it out, post call and all. So you don't need to go to any other API, third party API documentation tool like Swagger and all those things. Within this, everything is available under the documentation. That's why I told you that the documentation is very, very rich and really great. Now, I really loved one more feature here that, for example, let's see, we are doing something in this particular project. And in this particular project, let me just quickly open it. They have given the branching concept also, just like we have a, Git branches, similar kind of thing that they have given here. So what we will do, you see that this is a project that we just created under the API, and we are working in the main branch. Now, if you really want to create a sprint branch, right? So first you define all the endpoints and everything, and then some extra maybe features that you really want to develop, or more test cases or more APIs that you really want to add, you can work it here. Let's see in the next sprint, I really want to add some more things without disturbing the impacted one. I mean, without existing one. So I say, okay, let's see, this is my sprint number one. I just cut the branch from the main branch and click on save. So sprint one is a branch name. Now you see that automatically now I'm pointing where? Now my workspace is actually pointing to the sprint one. So I have two branches. One is the main like master branch or sprint one. In this particular sprint one, I'll say pick everything from the main. What exactly you want to pick? Let's see your manager says, okay, hey, there is a bug in the get user or create user, fix it. So immediately only those APIs I can pick and I fix it and then merge it back to the main branch. That also we can do it. So I'll do one thing. Okay, fine. Let's use this particular, both of them together. The whole APIs, both the APIs that we have used, click on confirm. Okay. And then you see it here, get user and the create user here. And I do one thing that, okay, when we create the user, let's see one bug that I really want to fix it. Instead of active status, it should be inactive, for example. Just take an example like that. Then I'll do one thing. Again, I'm going to create a new request. Okay. You can just create a new request, or I'll do one thing. Let's create a new request from here and new endpoint that I'm going to create. Let's see, this time I'm saying a delete API or a put API, right? So let's see a delete API. The endpoint will be what? Once again, I'm writing a endpoint is public v2 users and then some ID. Let's see 123. This is a user ID to delete that. Same thing, I'll go back to the headers and I quickly add the header also. Let's see authorization. Although remember, same auth also they have given here and number of authentication that they have given. See OAuth 1.0, 2.0, basic auth, JWT, beta token, API keys, without auth, right? Like NTML and then all the different features of authentication. If you really want to use it, you can use it here. But we are using this header and the value is coming from where? From the environment. So I simple say, see this is a token that I really want to use it. Why to rewrite it again? And then after that, you simple save it. I'll say that I'm giving a nice name. Let's see, delete a user. This is the endpoint. Where exactly you want to save it? Under the my APIs and click on OK. Now we see that, okay, yeah, this is working fine in this particular branch. And I tested also, let's see, I'm sending it and I found, okay, yeah, let's see, it is working fine. Assume that delete feature is working fine. Although resource is not available because randomly I picked this particular user, but we found, okay, yeah, it is absolutely good to go with that. We have added, let's see, some test cases also, for example. But in the master branch or in the main branch, this feature is not available. See this again, if I switch back to the main branch, you don't need to run any command or anything. Delete is not available, but here in the sprint one, delete is the extra thing that we have added. For example, or create user also we have added active to inactive. So I really want to merge that thing to the main branch. How to merge it? Simple merge button is given. Click on that. And what exactly you want to merge? So it says that, see, nice. The moment I check git status, okay, in the normal project, in the git project, similar kind of thing they have given here. This is a modified and this is a new added thing. Very nice. And I really want to merge these two items in the main branch. Perfect. Merge two items. It's a, are you sure you want to merge? Yes, confirm the merge. And then after that, its merge is completed. It's giving me the summary of the status of what exactly happened in this merge, and click on OK after that. Now it got merged. And then after that, you can simply go to the main branch. And now you see that delete user is actually available here. So people who are working on the main branch, other developers also, now they will automatically get to know that, okay, yeah, there is a delete user which is available here. So they have actually created one collaborative environment for everyone. If you and me working together, we will cut the branch from the main branch. We work together, and I'll work on my feature. You work on your feature, and then after that, if everything is working fine, and then we can just simple merge back it to the main branch. This is like really good, which is actually missing in the Postman, right? Same thing. Now you can see the history part. How many cases? I mean, endpoints that you have executed, date wise history, shared history, and all those things, settings, some global settings that you can just check it later. If you really want to invite, that also invite via link or via email, kind of permission also, editor or the admin or the read only permission, that also you can define it here. So this is like almost all the features are absolutely free and you can use it here, right? Now, so what we have to do here is that we just simply go to API. We will try to export our collection. So let's see, this is the collection that we have used. And what we can do here, you simply click on it, and here you see that one export option is coming. So let me just check the export option is coming from the root level also. Root also you can export, or this my API also you can export directly from here. Okay. So I'll do one thing, or let's see, this entire endpoint export you cannot do it here. Let's do it from the my API. Okay. Click on that and export it here. It says export what in the form of HTML, Markdown, API dog, or API Open API spec. I say just give me the JSON format. Open API 3.0 standard version that I'm using it, including API dog extension. No, that is what, and JSON file export selected endpoints. Okay, it says which endpoint you want to export. So let's say I really want to export all of them together. Click on confirm, and open URL also. Let's check that. So I click on open URL. You see that if you really want to share with someone, that also you can do it. This is a complete JSON we are getting it, or the export also. When you export it, it says this is the JSON file. I'll do one thing. I just simple go to my documents, and then I'm going to create a new folder, and I'll say this is my API dog underscore collections, and then click on create. Under that, this particular JSON file that I'm going to create it here. So this is the JSON file. Let's see that I have created, and it got saved there, right? Okay, that is the first thing. Let me just simply close it. Now again, I go back to my test, and there is one more thing we can do it here. This is a Go REST environment that we created. Let me export that as well. So I'm just going to export here as well, that Go REST environment.json, because otherwise how exactly to pick the environment variables. So click on save, that also there. Now in same folder, my collection JSON file and the environment variable JSON file also available here. Simple close this, close this. Okay. Now after that, see, it's very straightforward, very easy. Then after that, we will try to run it. Let's see. So I'm going to run it with the specific with the CACD, and then here I just copy this particular command. So you see that API dog run. This is your JSON file, and then run it. So there is one small thing, guys. Remember, whenever you want to run, right? So you have to add one access token, because if you see that everywhere in the Jenkins also it says that you have to supply your access token. It means your API dog API key or access token, because so that then only we can run it with the help of API dog. So I'm simple saying run online data in the real time, and click on add this one generate the token. So it will generate one token for you. See, this is a token for you, and click on insert the token. Now with the help of this token, you can just simple copy this particular API dog and then run it from the Jenkins or any command line that you can do it, and it will give you all the results and everything in your command line or in your Jenkins or GitLab or GitHub Actions, anywhere you can just simple execute it, right? So that also, this feature is available to integrate with the CI/CD and everything. You can easily do that. If you really want to run with the exported data, export as the JSON file that I shown you, and then after that, with the JSON file also, you can just simple run it locally here. That also you can do it. So all these features are available if you really want to, number of iterations, that how many iterations that you want. So let's say I really want 5 iterations. So automatically it will update the minus n5 here, just like we do it in the Postman. Same thing here, minus n5. So you don't need to write any command. You just need to supply it and the commands will be generated for you here, right? So that also we can just use it. This part you can explore it later. So these are the things which are available, and it's very lightweight. You just try that, and number of things that you can create it. One small thing that I really want to show you here. Let's see, I have my Postman which is available here. This is my Postman, right? In this particular Postman, let's see some booking API which is available. And this booking API also I can export as a JSON. So see that I have this particular export and then I can export it, and their environment variables also, let's see, I have exported, and I really want to migrate to the API dog. Can I do that? Yes, of course, that also we can do it. How to do this? So in that case, let's see, I'm going to create a fresh project here. Let's see, a new project, and the project name is, let's see, booking APIs, something like that. Click on create. Then after that, once the project is available, I'll try to whatever the exports that I have done from the Postman. So see that I go to my documents and then I have a Postman collections for the booking API. You see that this is my collection file and this is my environment file, right? These two files I really want to import here. So can I do that? So let's try that. So here you see that it supports importing Swagger, Postman, curl, and more. So let's click on this and import option which is available here. Click on import. Okay, when I click on import, it says from which, where exactly. See that n number of options for the migration that they have given. Open API, Swagger import, Postman, Insomnia, curl, API dog to API dog also, HAR file, WSDL file for the SoapUI, JMeter, JMX file, API dog, RAML, IODog, Proto file is also available, Markdown, Google Discovery. You decide which one you want to use, and then that's it. You are absolutely good to go with that. You can just directly drag and drop the files also. So let's say I simple click on Postman here, and then I say drop files here to select. So let's see, click on file, and then I'll go to my documents. Under documents, Postman collections. Let's see anyone. For example, let's see I really want to pick the booking APIs, right? Booking API collection, and along with the environment variable also, it will pick it automatically. Okay, let's take these two, collection.json or environment.json. The moment I import, see automatically it says this is one collection file and one environment file. It will recognize it and click on OK after that. It says, are these our APIs? Yes. And now you can compare with my Postman. Auth API, get booking, create booking, update booking, and delete booking. Same thing here. You can check it here, right? Along with that, every success, one example also, it is taking it from there. And then you really want to import along with the test cases. If you have the test cases there in the Postman, it will be there. Otherwise, you can ignore it also, that no, I will write my test cases, and then click on confirm. When I click on confirm, its import is successfully done. It says 5 request endpoints are imported. Click on OK after that. Again, let's go to the home page, and then you see that booking API got created here. You see under APIs, all the things are available here. Let's see that is it really working or not after the migration. And we will see the environment also. Let's see that the booking environment, now it's available here. So we don't need to do anything, guys. Automatically, the moment you import, automatically this booking API environment is also coming. The entire collection is also getting imported here. Click on booking API, right? And under this booking API, really want to check that booking API, you see that username, password, base URL, everything is mentioned here. Nice. Click on this. And now I really want to execute that. So I'll do one thing. Just a second, just to check that this is the base URL. Actually copy this. And this is the base URL. I really want to use it here. Now save it and then close this. Because here it's only endpoint. Now this is a token API. With the token API, we are passing the username password. Username password is coming from the environment. Let's see, is it really generating the token or not? And then after that, you same thing that you want to write your test cases and everything in the pre-processor or post processor, you can write it. See, the token is getting generated. Now let's see the get booking API. Is it really working or not? So click on send and the booking endpoint is working fine. You are getting all the bookings. Nice. Let's see the create booking. Create booking. Let's see, is it really working fine or not? So see that in the post processor, this is a script that I have written in my where in my Postman, the same script is automatically migrated here. And whatever the script that we were writing in the Postman, the similar kind of a script, if you're really interested, you can write it here. So see that, let's see this script is really working or not. I really want to fetch the booking ID or something. So click on send. So see, first of all, it's coming and on the console, can you see the booking ID equal to 1965? It is actually fetching. So all the Postman scripts, see the PM variable, PM object, response object, everything is as it is working fine here. So you don't need to change anything. This is what they have actually taken care of, the backward compatibility with the Postman also here. This is very, very nice feature that they have actually maintained here, right? So like that you can export it. So export feature also, export and import also, I have told you, right? Same thing. Now after that, you really want to write or define the test cases, you can define it here, right? So that's all for this particular video. I hope you liked it. If you are facing any issues or new experiment you really want to do it, I'll provide one link in the description and the first comment of this particular video as well. You can click on it, and then if you really want to showcase and present this particular tool, the API doc tool, to your management or your team lead or your manager, feel free to use it in your team. And then I hope it will be a great migration. It will be a great experience with you guys. You can connect to with their technical team, or if you are facing any issues, you can directly comment in the comment section of this video. We will try to resolve your queries there as well. So thank you so much. Thanks for watching Naveen Automation Labs. Keep watching and I'll see you in the next video. Till then, take care and God bless you all.